Hi everyone, Anna Maria here in my superhero costume. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I have a point. I'm gonna make it. We're talking about burnout today. Hi everyone, Anna Maria here, licensed psychologist, sassy psychologist, blogger for Endless in the Suburban, and today we're going to be talking about burnout. Burnout is a syndrome that results from long-lasting workplace stress that has gone unmanaged. So at that point, when you get the notification from your doctor that you're going through a burnout, you can come to me, someone like me, and you can manage that stress, and we can work on decreasing your anxiety. However, what I'm really concerned about telling you today is what exacerbates and perpetuates the burnout. And here it is. It's a lack of acceptance and feelings of shame that result from the fact that you have to take a break. Once again, it's the lack of acceptance that you have to take a break that will perpetuate the burnout. So, 3 components that lead to burnout. A, environmental stress, workplace stress. For example, your workload has been increased. You have a new boss who you don't get along with, or let's say who has unrealistic expectations of you, and you've been at the company for 20 years, and all of a sudden you have to deal with somebody new who is, riding your ass basically, right? And then you come home and your partner's asking for a divorce. So you have all of these environmental stressors. So B, another component that leads to burnout, is having excessively high, rigid standards. Now, this is not to say that I want you to lower your standards to the point where you don't succeed anymore and you don't achieve anymore, but it's considering the fact that maybe you've had a pattern and you've lived your life in a way where you've attempted to maintain these very, very high standards. This I can do everything syndrome, this I should do everything syndrome, this I can't stop until I get what I want and I get what I need, and I will control everything to get there. So, listen, maybe you've lived your life this way for many years, and maybe it has enabled you to be successful and things like that. I don't want you to lower your standards completely, but it might be time for you to consider that you do have to let go of certain standards. The 3rd component that leads to burnout is a feeling then of weakness and shame when you have to slow down. And this is what needs to change. So, what do we do? A, acknowledge the fact that environmental stressors have made life quite complicated for you, and that you now have to take a break because of these environmental stressors. It's not because you're a lesser human being. Second thing is you do, however, have to consider your thought pattern. And if you are someone who has lived their life with excessively rigid, high standards, it will be time for you to bring them down. I want you to keep succeeding, and I want you to have standards, but you might be, unfortunately, behaving as if you were superhuman, and you're not a superhuman. Just because you're not a superhuman doesn't mean you're not amazing. You're just not superhuman. So don't treat your body like it's superhuman. You also can consider what pushed you into that role, perhaps. This role of I must do, I have to do, this is the right way to do it. Is this something that from your past? Is this something related to your family of origin? Is this something related to your friends or teachers or coaches when you were younger? Did something kind of push you in to this thought pattern? Something for you to consider with your therapist. And last, let's anticipate judgment from other people. In my circles and in my industry, I encounter a lot of nice people and a lot of considerate people, but I know that's not the same for everyone. I know people who are in different industries who tell me, Anna Maria, it's not the same, it's cold, it's harsh, but it's time for you to not internalize that judgment. And you have to be proud of the fact that you're taking time off for your mental health. What I like to say is I like to say to my clients to turn the shame into pride, because you can go back to work holding your head up high as a pillar and say, yeah, I wasn't feeling very good, But I took some time for me, and believe it or not, I'm back stronger than ever, and I would recommend it to you and anybody else. So changing that shame and that, sense of weakness into pride and strength is what I encourage my clients to do when they're on the verge of getting back to work. So I hope you found this enlightening and informative. Send us a message if you have any questions.